Hi, my name is Brady Oshmiller, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my entrepreneurship project for MSUB's College of Business, and it is Heights Bar and Brews. With any venture, there needs to be a problem if it's going to be successful, and it needs to solve these problems. So some of the problems that I came up with, or that are out there that I saw, was that there are no local breweries in the Heights. Um, we have a few local breweries that are downtown, but there's nothing up in the Heights. There are a few establishments up there that sell some of these local breweries, but none of them that are dedicated to creating craft beers. Downtown is very overcrowded and parking is a nightmare. So if any of you have ever been downtown on a Friday night, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if there's an event in town at like the pub station or at Alberta Bear. But parking is a nightmare. A lot of the times it's parking 3-4 blocks away from where you want to go. Um, and then there are a lack of quality food and craft beer options in the Heights. In the Heights, there's a lot of uh, chain restaurants and fast food restaurants, and you just don't really see quality food up there. A destination place that is known for just having exquisite food. And then also there is no craft beer breweries in the Heights. Why care? With any business, there's certainly things that you need to care about before you start it, and these are a few of the things that I care about. Um, I want this establishment to have quality brews. I want them to be able to um, have as good of taste, if not better taste, with local breweries in the valley. And not only that, but statewide and regional breweries. I want this to be where people set out to go to have their evenings and enjoy tasty beverages. Um, Another thing is locally sourced grains, hops, and food products. This is important to me. When I go to a place, I love seeing that it's locally sourced. I love seeing that my beef came from a few miles down the road. There's enough. Also, there's enough farmers to get the grains and hops needed to produce these tasty beverages. Another thing is live music. When my parents were growing up, they always used to, go out to the bars and go out and be able to listen to live music as they enjoyed dinner and as they enjoyed a drink or two. And that's just, I feel like there's just such a disconnect between our generation and that generation where there isn't as much emphasis put on live music and enjoying that. So that's definitely something that I care about and want to see at this establishment. An enjoyable atmosphere. We want to have an atmosphere there that, when people walk in, they feel welcome. We want them to be able to bring their mothers there because they enjoy it so much and they want their mothers to experience it. We want that kind of closeness. We want a place where you can enjoy it along with your family and whoever you decide to bring with. Opportunity, there's definitely some opportunity. There are a few local competitors. There are a few um, down in the valley, along the river, downtown area that do serve their own craft brews, but there are very few, and there's definitely a large concentration of them down there, and there's not really any of them elsewhere besides downtown. So that's definitely an opportunity there. Um, there are no craft beer options that have food with them in the Heights. Very few places serve craft beer, if any, with food, but none that are their own brew. Um, Also, there's a large untapped market. Uh, what we found is that 57% of millennials enjoy craft beers weekly. So that's a staggering number. These are people that are just turning 21. These are people that are just starting off in their careers. And we feel like craft beer is almost a trend, and these millennials are definitely going towards that trend. So there's a large untapped market there, along with the Heights and the surrounding areas. to the east that are also the untapped target market. So our target market is anyone over the age of 21, and this, we want people to enjoy their 21st birthdays at Heights Bar and Brews, all the way up to, a 90th birthday celebration somewhere where you can bring the family, and we want everyone in the middle of that. We want all ages, all demographics there, just to create that homey feel. We want people to enjoy brews, food, and atmosphere. That's kind of our target market. Anyone that enjoys quality brews, quality food, and a good atmosphere, this is definitely the place. We want to have the highest quality of beverages. We want to have that food that people seek. We want to have the quality that people look for. And then we want to have that enjoyable atmosphere also. Also, people looking for a convenient location to have dinner, to have drinks after work. We feel like in the Heights definitely offers that convenience. Our product and service, products consist of house-made craft beers and cider, um, locally sourced beef, pork, and vegetable products, as talked about earlier. As much as that as we can get local, we're going to get local. And then bar food, including, pizza and wings, homemade sauces, popcorn, kind of stuff like that, just to keep people happy while they're enjoying their beverage. And then also on the service side, live music. There is a demand for live music, and a lot of places don't have it. So Heights Bar and Brews definitely offers that as a service. These are a few graphics that I have here. This is based off of a small survey that I did, ranging. There was a few people ranging in age from 21 to 51, and I'll talk a little bit about what I found. That left-hand taller graph that depicts, we asked them questions. The questions are at the top of each graph, and we asked them to rank them, whether it was their first, second, or third priority. The location near the metro, 86% said that was the first priority. They really loved that this was right up there, right close, convenient for them, which I thought was actually very interesting, because if 86% of people in Billings want something near the Heights, or just the people in the Heights want something in the Heights, that's definitely a market there, or there is a target market there. If we could go over to the right side, the top graph, locally sourced food and brews, this kind of caught me by surprise a little bit. Their first and second priority were the only ones chosen, so that's good, but I thought there would have been more of an emphasis on having locally sourced food and brews as a priority. 57% of them said that it was their second priority. It wasn't right up there at the top, but it was still up there, worth noting. A little bit lower there, you see the atmosphere, parking, and music. And we had 71% said that this was a big deal. And so what that tells me is people, they want an enjoyable atmosphere. They want ease of parking. They want to be able to get in, get out whenever they want. They don't want to have to walk down a couple city blocks just to get where they're going. And then the service of having quality music and live music definitely goes along with that. Our price options: $3 for a pint, $4 for a mug. Pretty standard, typical. Food specials including steak night, wing night, and pizza night. What we found, and we asked about the price to our group that was surveyed, and there was 100% satisfaction with these prices. Some even said that the prices seem cheap to what they've experienced out there. Our competitors, there was only really 3 competitors that we considered: Last Chance Pub, Montana Brewing Company, and Thirsty Street. And I put their logos in a triangle over here because that definitely represents something to Heights Bar and Brews. Last Chance Pub is more of like a hippie or uppity place. You walk in there and things are very, very modern. Thirsty Street is a little bit more more of like a welcoming environment. You know, you don't see quite as nice of stuff in there. You kind of get the down home feeling. And then Montana Brewing Company is maybe a little bit larger scale, with a full bar, and still offering, you know, quite a lot of brews, and quality food, but maybe not quite the atmosphere that we want. And so I put these in a triangle so we can kind of hit it in the middle with what we're going. We want to have that quality atmosphere that Thirsty Street has, but we want to have, you know, the quality food, that Last Chance has, and we want to have, we want to be in the middle of these three. Our cash flow, so our potential market, was about 15,000. This is based off of 110,000 billing citizens, and 80% of them are over 21. 43% of people are beer drinkers over the age of 21, and 0.4 or 40% of people prefer craft beers. The frequency, we went a little bit conservative on this, and we said that people come out and have beverages once every 2 weeks, and gross margin of 70%. So this is our cash flow chart here, and there's some numbers down on the bottom, some very, very important numbers. Our net present value after 5 years is 1.2 million, a little over 1.2 million. Internal rate of return is 33%, and our break-even point is right around 38,000 units. And so this is exciting for me, because this business is profitable. Some of the critical variables that we look at in this, the competitors, our net present value stays positive unless the competitors exceeds 5. And when we looked at our competitors, I really think that we're conservative on the 3, because really the only place that's doing what we're doing, is Last Chance Pub, and there's still a lot of things that they don't do that we are going to offer. So with that, our competitors may even be closer to 0 than 1 or 3. So that's exciting for that. Our frequency, our net present value is positive unless the frequency is less than 19 per year. So, you know, that's less than once every 2 weeks. And we found that millennials, shown in that graphic on the other side, millennials, 57% of them drink craft beer weekly. So we feel like this is also on the conservative side. And a popular consensus of what we got is that people go out at least once a week for drinks and dinner. Population, for the population, the people is not, or the amount of people that like craft beer isn't to dip down below 29%, and we found all of our numbers that we found were nowhere close to this of beer drinkers. So we're fairly conservative on all of these variables. So in conclusion, our net present value is positive even in the worst case scenario. So again, to reiterate, our net present value is a little over $1.2 million. There's an upward trend for craft beers, including the millennials. The millennials are kind of pushing this trend, and without a doubt, the Heights lacks craft beer establishment up there. They lack a brewery up there that produces quality brews. So with that, that's the end of the presentation, and if anyone has any questions, I would love to answer them for you. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening to this. Appreciate it.